Hey guys, and welcome to this video where I'm going to unbox and basically give you my thoughts on my new Chanel Espadrilles. I wanted to do this video because I always personally feel when there's something that I'm lusting after, I love to see a review of it, see what you get in the box and get a closer look without having to go into the shop. So hopefully you find this one helpful. I picked these up the other day and this is, I'm trying to show you it and it's not showing very well, but this is basically the white card kind of wallet that you get your receipt in. And I picked these up in a Chanel boutique, so you get like an A5 receipt with your credit card thing stapled to it. And I always store all of my receipts for my Chanel things, well, for all of my designer things actually, because I think it really helps with like the resale value if you ever want to sell anything. But anyway, I digress. So here is the box, and as usual, everything is beautifully wrapped. So to start with the outside of the box and this lovely wrapping that they've put on it, which I don't want to disturb, but we must go on. For the outside of the box, those of you who have bought handbags recently might recognise that the packaging looks like the old packaging. I've really noticed this with the shoes. The new packaging for handbags comes in that kind of matte black box, but in the shoes it's still the old. You get 2 dust bags which are made out of a linen type material, and with a lot of designers you only get 1 dust bag that's big enough for 2 shoes, but I've always found with Chanel that you pretty much always get 2, so that's a bonus. These shoes in question are these. Oh, actually, before I show you them, all that is I'd had these put aside, so it's just like a card with my name and number on it. Nothing too important. And here they are. So I went for the beige colour with the black toe, which I just thought would be good for me as like quite a neutral colour. These were £355. I didn't see any of the canvas ones there in order to qualify this information, but I've heard that the canvas ones are a little bit less money. But then equally on the other end of the spectrum, I think these can go up to about £450, £500 if you go for the leather with studs and things like that on it. But anyway, these were £355 as of May 2015. In terms of sizing, they run, surprisingly, they run true to size. And if you've got a wide foot, that's no problem. I couldn't believe it. So normally I find with Chanel, all of their shoes are really small and really narrow, but with these, I took my regular size 39 and the width was not an issue at all. These are made from calves leather, so they are incredibly soft inside and out. The only kind of question in my mind is I wonder how well these are going to wear. The reason being is that I've got a Chanel boy in black calves leather, and although I completely look after that bag, in all of the corners it's really quite marked up. And there's almost nothing you can do about it. The leather is just so soft, so I do wonder how these are going to wear. I also question how or where I'm going to be able to wear these, because when you walk in them, the sole doesn't really flex. It's almost like you're walking on a brick. So I know it's a bit weird, but you'll know what I mean when you try them on. So I don't know how I'm going to get around wearing these on a daily basis, but it's a minor thing, I suppose. So I really feel that I got lucky with these, because I'd heard from quite a few other people that I follow that these were really hard to get hold of, and I don't know, I mean, these have not really been on my radar. I tell you why, because I know this sounds really weird, but in so many ways I don't think they're that attractive, and I'm more of a heel person anyway, but they're one of those items, a bit like, I don't know if anyone got this, I got it with the Celine Phantom, that bag. Like, I never bought one, but I started off thinking it was not very attractive, and then because of all the advertising for it, I ended up wanting one, and I think I got the same thing with these shoes. But I got into Harrods, I had asked to look at a pair, they didn't have any in stock, and I thought, oh, this is what everyone's been saying, how there aren't any around. And then literally the next day I just phoned up a few stores, and every store I phoned had stock, but they all had different colours, and I really wanted like either the beige with black, or I wanted the cracked calfskin, it's called. So this bit's like an off-white, and then that's the black, or it's like navy blue. And I wanted either pair. I didn't want the canvas though, because I think the canvas looked a bit like, when you're paying this much money, I want to get a bit of leather on there at least. And the canvas looked quite scruffy around the C detailing, and yeah, I just thought these would be nicer. So yeah, I ended up going into the Brompton Road store and I found it really easy. They had my size. Now, I have got a couple of other pairs of Chanel shoes. I normally find Chanel shoes to be small to size. I actually find these to be true to size. I tried them on in the shop in a 39, which is my regular size, fitted perfect. The only thing to mention, oh, and I have a wide foot and no problems. The only thing to mention is that you will potentially, I do, need a shoehorn to get these on because that bit doesn't give. So yeah, in order to get your heel in, because when you put your foot in, that bit bends in, and then yeah. So there's that to mention. And just like my opinion on these really so far. So these are £355, and I do believe they go up from there, up to about maybe £500, £450 I think they are at the moment, depending on whether you get studs and all that kind of thing on there. As an owner of Chanel shoes already, I would recommend, if you're in the market for a pair of Chanel flats, these are nice, but I would actually recommend a pair of the Chanel ballerinas over these because I think they're better made, they're similar money, you can wear them all year round, and I don't know how these are going to hold up when worn. I could be wrong, they could be perfect, but I think that these are more of a shoe to be worn on holiday, sparingly, whereas get yourself a pair of Chanel ballerinas and they're going to last you a lot more. I've worn mine around the shops and all sorts and they still look really good. So that's my personal opinion, though these are really nice. If you really like this style of shoe and you're like desperate for these but you're kind of thinking I don't want to spend that sort of money on them, I've come up with a blog post where I've just put a whole load of shoes that are really similar styles to this. In fact, some of them are like, they look like the same shoe except they haven't got the CC on them. So check that out if you want some shopping inspiration. If you have any questions I haven't answered, write them below. Please can you give me the thumbs up and subscribe, you would make my day, and I will see you all soon.